Hello everybody. Friday night is music night and my music is I'm late for a very important date. Many apologies that I am so late here tonight. I decided to stay on late at my mum's and then I was going to walk home and she offered me the car back. Hi Darren, nice to see you. Just apologising for my tardiness. I usually come on live broadcast at 10. Hi David. And hi Ellis. Alice, I don't know how I pronounce your name. I hope I'm getting it right. Hi Tristan, nice to see you. Yes, Heidi, hi, hody ho. So I was just saying I'm late for a very important date. I was I was intending to come home hours ago and I ended up returning my mum's car, which I have on loan sometimes, and I've been being her carer for some of the time, and I get the car sometimes. But I took it back because hi Catherine, because tomorrow's carer needs it to take her out to a coffee morning tomorrow. And I was going to walk home and my mum said, it's so cold, why don't you take the car back? So I come back with the car. Then, of course, I came indoors. I live in a flat, and up a flat. The car's just parked outside the front door, but I come straight in my door and straight up the stairs into a flat that sits on top of two garages. And, of course, I'm up here just about to try and set everything up. And the tripod and the stand that I put the phone in were in the car, so I had to go back. That's part of the reason, and part of the reason was not getting in till quarter to 10. I had to have my tea quickly, so I had a couple of boiled eggs, and I've made myself a cup of hot chocolate, and we're ready to go. But I have no notes written down today. Normally, I usually have something written on my pad of paper. I haven't had time to do that. Hi, Catherine. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Roy. So, come on, tell me what you've all been doing today. My day's been bits and pieces. I was down doing some bits and pieces down at Kiva's. It's one of my workplaces this morning. And then I was very lucky. I had Mum's car. I'm very lucky because there was a parking space right outside. Hi, Cameron. Hi, Sharon. And so I was able to the universe delivered again and the parking space was right there. So I did some work there. And then I went a day off from work and a relaxing day. Oh, good. That's nice. Hi, Lisa. Nice to see you there. Sorry, Lisa, I didn't return your call. We'll talk on the phone tomorrow. Hi, AD. And so, yes, so I did some work, a little bit of work in Kiva's, and then I went next door to Iceland with my bucket for collecting for the autism directory. I have to get the title right. And I just love watching. I love people watching. So I sit at the end of behind the, where people come out from the end of the checkouts, and I just sit there. And the people in Iceland are so lovely, really, really lovely people. And they make sure they get me a chair. So I sit there and with my collecting bucket. I'm not allowed to rattle it because these days you're not allowed to rattle it. So, but it's got a big, hi Peter, it's got a big sign on it that says Autism Directory. Thanks for the love. And because people are so passionate about autism here on the island, and because they need so much help and they need the services of a hub that hopefully this will provide, then I get into lots of conversations with lots of nice people. But in between, I people watch, and it's really quite interesting. I don't know do any of you people watch? My dad used to people watch, and he gave me loads and loads of stories about, just when he was just sitting waiting for Mum, just watching other people and all their shenanigans. And so it always reminds me, things like that always remind me of my dad. And it was just great watching people. I was also watching the staff, and they are so lovely in Iceland in Ride. It is very relaxing, and they were so lovely. And because they're lovely, there's a nice atmosphere in there, and most of the customers are fine. And they had they're having a lot of banter with the customers, and it's really nice. And a lot of the customers know the first names. I mean, I know they wear badges, but they actually, they seem to know them because they shop regularly, so they call them by their first name. So it was really nice, and I was impressed. And They don't sit on the checkout if there's nobody much about. They don't sit there just killing time. They go off and do another job around the store, like move the baskets back to the doorway or go and do something else that needs doing. And then the minute the queue builds up again, somebody rings the bell and they all come back to the checkout. It's really, I love it. I love it. And I feel like I know them all there now. And so that's nice. And I had some lovely people. We're a bit quiet today on the collecting front, and I wasn't there as long as I'd hoped to be. You had to go. Lisa and Gil. Lisa's here in the broadcast. Lisa and Gil were collecting on the ferry. I'm sure they did much better than I did. I had to pop in and out. I wasn't there as long as I'd intended to be today because other issues came up. But nevertheless, I was there. I think that I'm called the Connection Queen. And it was funny because I connected two ladies today. Normally I'm connecting people for businesses through my network group, but there were two ladies today. One of them, this was when I went back to collect this afternoon. One lady came in, came past me. She hadn't done her shopping yet. I think she was just coming in. I'm not quite sure what she was coming in to do, but she had a lovely blue scarf. It was really bright blue. And I said, "Oh, I love your scarf." And she said, "Oh, thank you," and stopped to chat. And then she saw it was autism we were collecting for. And we got into a long conversation about that because she's done some work with autistic children and she's very, very passionate about it. And then another lady came along and she'd got an autistic child, and we were, talking about that and the help that they need. And then suddenly these two ladies are starting to, go over there and they're having a conversation. So I felt like I'd connected them, and actually they, I don't know whether they exchanged phone numbers or what, but they were certainly having a really good conversation. So, hopefully that's done some good there. Some lovely people coming by. Some people say, "I've just got a few pennies." I said, every penny helps. It doesn't matter if it's a penny going in the box or, some people are sort of coming only with their credit cards to the shop, and then they're apologising because they've got nothing. So I said, don't worry, we'll be here again. Pop something in your pocket for next time and see us when you see us. So we're building up it's nice to have a good rapport with the people. So that's part of my good deeds I've done today. And that was Iceland in Ride, and I will be back. I will be back there. I think I'm there on Sunday. So if you're coming by in Ride and coming into Iceland, do come and say hello. But so that was, but also in the quiet minutes when nobody was around, because you do get quiet, you get gaps when there's nobody there. I popped something on Twitter about how lovely it was, how nice it was, the staff in Iceland. And so I was doing a shout out for them, which I think is important. And also, we've got this campaign now going on the island where we're trying to raise the footfall in the high street, both in Ryde and Newport. And so that involves lots of tweets with the hashtag Ryde and hashtag what do you think? What WDYT? Sorry, I'm still getting used to that hashtag. So loads of hashtags gone out around that. And then I needed to go and take my mum to lunch today because that was I was on duty for that. So popped along, picked mum up, took her off to lunch. You're back again. Oh, you lost the signal. Sorry about that. Glad you're back. So we went to lunch at the Apley Manor, which my mum likes to do every Friday, and she always likes to sit at the same table, bit of a creature of habit. That's fine, it doesn't matter, because it works well for me, because the table she likes to sit at has a socket on the wall, and because I've been doing lots on my phone, I needed to recharge the battery so I could sit and recharge the battery while I'm having my lunch. So that works well. Hi David, two Davids in here now. And so Mum and I were having a conversation, and then a gentleman came along who also goes in the Apley nearly every Friday, and because he's on his own, we invite him over. Mum knows him now from seeing him there regularly, and so we invite him over to our table. Oh, now I forgot to tell you, when I was in Kivers having breakfast and doing my work that I needed to do in there before I started in Iceland, I sat in the front table at Kivers, right by the window where people walk by, and I amused a lot of people because I had with me, hang on, I've lost one, but I had my friends with me. And the reason I had my friends with me was because today it's National Don't Eat Alone Day. And because I hadn't got somebody that I was having breakfast with, I took my own people to amuse. And actually it makes lots of fun on social media because I had pictures out there. I tweeted those out. Hi Marcus. And you know, it was a hashtag National Don't Eat Alone Day. It was actually also National Pizza Day today. What we've done today, you've bought an anniversary present for your wife. First anniversary. Oh, wonderful. I hope she's not watching in. Is she watching the broadcast? Can you tell us what it is, or perhaps tell us after the anniversary and tell us whether she liked it? But that's very good that you know, some men don't remember anniversaries. That's a bit of a thing, isn't it? But well done you on that. So you've bought an anniversary present. Are you going to celebrate apart from exchange of presents? Are you going out to celebrate? Are you going out for a day out or something? Hi Amber, nice to see you. It's just a bit of a rambly evening tonight because I just got in at 10 to 10 and had no idea what I was going to talk about. So it's been a busy one. So yeah, so we had the lunch, and Mr. Sherlock came and joined us, and we set the world to rights while we were having lunch. I had a lovely roast turkey dinner, and my mum had she likes a child's fish finger dinner, and Mr. Sherlock, he also had the roast as well, so that was nice. And so then what my mum likes to do, again, creature perhaps, she likes to go home and watch doctors, so I took her back. And then I went off, and before I went back to Iceland, I was going back to Iceland to collect some more for the autism directory. I popped into Whiteside. Whiteside is my glasses shop, but they had told me that this week was their 10th anniversary. So I said that I had to go in there and do a live stream. So I did a live stream, and it was funny because they'd been quiet all day. And the minute I got on the camera, loads of people were coming in and out the shop, but it didn't matter. I managed to live stream around them. It doesn't matter being late. Nobody minds. I was late coming on my own broadcast, Amber, so don't worry. My broadcasts are very much, and it's like my network meetings. You arrive when you arrive, and you go when you want to. There's no, you must be here at this time, or you must be there. Hi, Zarina. You must be here at this time, or you must go at this time. It doesn't work like that. Our lives are so busy. Just turn up when you want to, leave when you want to. If you miss the broadcast, you can always watch them on replay if you want to. Night, Lisa. Talk to you tomorrow. So you'll just have a quiet day reflecting on the lovely times we have. Can't forget the date. Well, there you go. Absolutely. So that's what a good plan. That was a very good plan. A good way of remembering your anniversary. So that, I bet that year seems to have gone very fast, doesn't it? And look, may you have many, many more. Happy anniversaries, many more years together. So it's lovely to see people celebrate. And then of course you have Valentine's Day on Wednesday. So who's celebrating Valentine's Day? Hi Amelia. Now I'm celebrating Valentine's Day. I am single, but Valentine's Day is the day that I'm going to see my grandchildren, and I have so much love for them. That that's the way I shall celebrate Valentine's Day. And I am getting all sorts of instructions because middle child wants to learn knitting. One of the twins, who are the oldest ones, she wants to do a sewing project. My daughter sent me a message saying Nicola wants to do a sewing project with her sewing machine that Father Christmas gave her, not last year but the year before. So I messaged back and said, what project? And my daughter messaged back and said, she doesn't know. So it looks like I've got to find a project, but I have lots of books, all sorts of books and things. And I've also ordered, I've just signed up with the book people to get their information. I went on their website and I'm now getting the newsletters. And you might have guessed that I like poetry, and I like fun poetry because I was reading you some the other day. And so I love children's poetry. Oh, that's lovely, Amelia. You see, I've done that sort of thing. I do that sort of thing. And in fact, I haven't yet done it for my kids, but because I'm, you know, what do I call myself? Because I'm a referrer in We All Send Cards, I can order the Valentine's cards tonight after I've done this broadcast, and they will be sent out the day before Valentine's Day. So either that, or I can. But I don't want to take them with me. I want them to arrive, so I can do that. Well, my boys are not near anyway. I'm going to see my daughter and my grandchildren, so I've still got time. And let's give you the link for my for my card business, because you know, caring is sharing. And if any of you can join my, hang on, where's my? I haven't got my page refreshed. I haven't got the right bit up. Here we are. Let's give you the link. Sorry, I do keep popping the link in, but I do want you to have a look and save yourself time going to the shop, save yourself going to the post office to have to post them out. You can actually print on demand cards, and they are really lovely quality. And there's a whole range of Valentine's ones there. So let's give you the link. Whoops. Let's spell it right. That would be helpful, wouldn't it? So who else is sending Valentine's cards? Wait, what's it cards? And I was scrolling through because we've got so many new artists, and there we go. Look, we all said, and look, there we are. It's come up. Oh, I don't know whether you can see on my screen on the phone. It just comes up as a link, but on the desktop, it's come up with the pictures as well, and on the front, it's now. It's got a Valentine picture on the front. I've asked you that instead of sending Valentine's cards, that people donate to charity instead. Right? Yes. I mean that is a good idea as well. You know, with oh oh you the charity is you. Do you mean? Oh dear, but you know it is good. I mean, when I'm doing the charity collecting, you know, people come along and they say, oh, I haven't got much. I said, it doesn't matter. If everybody dropped a penny in, that'd be an awful lot of pennies, you know. So I never worry whether it's, whether it's a pound or whether it's a note or whether it's a penny. Every bit helps. Hi, Janet. Nice to see you. And so, yes, so... as I say, I didn't get as much time as I'd wanted to be in the store today, and then I had to go and move the car because the difficulty is when I've got Mum's car, of course, because of the parking restrictions, I have to keep moving the car because we have free parking in Ryde. So why should I go and pay in a car park? But then you get an hour's free parking, then you have to move it, you know. So it was a bit of that, and so I decided that actually I'd go round into a car park and just pay, because there was one near Iceland. And then I got to the machine, and oh, you know, these problems that Lynn encounters all the time, machine not working. Okay, yes, so you can ring up and you can do it on your card, but it was bitterly cold. It was icy, and I refused to stand in the car park and get my phone out and faff about waiting for whatever I had to do to do it on the phone. And so I decided I wasn't going to park in the car park, so I went back in the car, went round the block, and actually found another hour's parking space. So they didn't get any money out of me because their machine wasn't working. You know, you got to make it easy for the customers, and if they don't make it easy, why should I put my money in their machine? Hi, Anna. So they didn't get any out of me. Anyway, what else happened to me today? Oh yeah, so I went to Whiteside to help them celebrate their birthday, and they had some little cakes. So I've got pictures of my teddy bears that I had just now. I said, you know, you've got these cakes here. It's National Don't Eat Alone Day, so the teddy bears had to sit and eat the cakes, you know. And in Whiteside, they always have a big bowl of sweets and chocolates there. So I think my bears had their eye on the chocolates as well. So I've got some fun photographs that I've got to catch up and send out a lot of tweets that I didn't get time to do today. So I did that, and then I decided that I was going to take Mum's car back at about 5:30, and I was going to take her car back and then go on my merry way. And actually, I stayed at her house until I came home and got home at 10 to 10, so not 9:45. So you know, busy all day. Let's read you something nice out of, shall I read you something out of my You Are Amazing book? Let's have a look. Let's have it. There we are. This one says, be unique, be memorable, be confident and be proud. So that's nice. And that's Shannon L. Alder. Now, what else shall we read? Let's find out something else. Hang on. Oh, I like this one. It says, try to be like the turtle, at ease in your own shell. So there we go. Let's wait a minute. Let's. Oh yes. Oh, this is a nice one. I think I read this one the other day. Man is most nearly himself when he achieves the seriousness of a child at play. And I'm afraid I like a child at play all the time. I don't like to be serious. I know when to be serious, you know, when I need to be serious. But actually, I think you can find that it's good to have humour in almost every situation. And if you can have humour when somebody is losing their rag and ranting and whatever, then, you know, more power to your elbow. I've done that. I had a difficult second marriage, and I can remember my ex-husband ranting and raving, and I'd always managed to find a glimmer of humour or something small in there that actually kept my sanity, even if he was losing his. And mind you, you might not think I'm very sane, I don't know. And this is a Walt Disney quote, this one: the more you like yourself, the less you are like anyone else, which makes you unique. Hi, Matt. So there we are. And then the difference between ordinary and extraordinary is that little extra. So you've got ordinary, extraordinary. So if you put extra on the front of ordinary, you get extraordinary. So there we are. The difference between ordinary and extraordinary is that little extra. And that's a Jimmy Johnson quote. So that's out of my You Are Amazing book that I bought the other day. And let's have something out of the Believe and Achieve book. And this is the world's most motivational quotes, or so it says on the book. And that's Chris Naylor. And don't forget, you know, if you want to be positive, go and get those, go and listen to YouTube, go and Google positive videos and that sort of thing, because that's what I do every day. And I haven't always been as positive as I am these days, but you know, if you work at it, you can become lots more positive, lots more uplifted. And then when those people are ranting and having a problem, you can just stay there cool as a cucumber, like I did in a recent situation, and didn't lose my rag when somebody else was shouting at me. I just sat there calmly and cool and calm as a cucumber. Happiness is the key to success. If you love what you are doing, you will be successful. And that's Albert Schweitzer. There we go. Sorry, just having a look to see that, pick out some nice ones. And this made me smile. If you can find a path with no obstacles, it probably doesn't lead anywhere. Hi, Lynn. How are you? Another Lynn in the broadcast. And then this is a Steve Jobs one. You've probably all heard this one. It says, if you really look closely, most overnight successes took a long time. There we go. So that's some of my quotes. Let's have something out of the Always Look on the Bright Side book. Here we are. You can't make an omelette without breaking eggs. So there we go. And let's have a look. What have we got? Whoops. Actually, this is very difficult to read, this one. It's got yellow pages and it's not the easiest to read, but it's got some lovely quotes in it. Why not just live in the moment, especially if it has a good beat? So there we go. You're a lover of quotes, yes. And you'll see, if you watch my my social media profile at all, I push out quotes, or on Twitter I retweet people's quotes and that sort of thing. I love quotes. I used to My dad made us enter, and it was a good thing to do. He made us enter public speaking competitions when we were at school, and he used to help. He used to write our speeches for us, and we always had quotes in our speeches. So that was that was quite nice. Excuse me. Have you got some favourite quotes? Anybody got a favourite quote they like? Pop your favourite quotes up there. Happiness often sneaks in through a door you didn't know you left open. And that's John Barrymore. And this is a nice one. Those who bring sunshine into the lives of others cannot keep it from themselves. And that's a J.M. Barrie. So there we are. Those are some books that I bought earlier in this week. They can have a very powerful impact. And do you know, I do social media for other people, and depending on what their subject is, I might want a bit of, I always ask if it's okay to put humour into their social media profiles, because obviously if I'm working for them, I need to know that it's okay to do that. But so far so good. The people I've done their social media for have said it's okay. So depending on what their subject is, I go in and, I mean, for example, I do some social media for an accountant. So sometimes I pop in and, accountancy can be quite dull and boring, but if you want to catch people's eye, you need to, uplift it a bit. So sometimes I'll go and find a money quote, and I found a few funny ones there. And just basically, I just Google money quotes and all these things come up. I mean, make Google your best friend. It's amazing, an amazing tool. And so I just Google so much stuff. Sometimes I have to Google, not for quotes, but sometimes I'll Google something and it didn't come up straight away. So then I have to reword it. I don't know if that's happened to any of you. Just change the words around a bit and then Google it again. But I, being poor, have only my dreams. I have spread my dreams under your feet. Tread softly because you tread on my dreams. I like that. That's a nice one. Lovely. Anybody else got favourite quotes? I love the Dr. Seuss, a lot of the Dr. Seuss quotes, and all positive quotes. I don't think, you could have too much. And what about poetry, folks? I'm a lover of poetry. I'm a lover of fun. Oh, W.B. Yeats, thank you. That's lovely. I'm a lover more of I love humorous. I mean, some of the more serious stuff is fine. I love humorous poetry, and I started to say I logged into the Book People site the other day. My daughter had said something. Oh, I know. My granddaughter, one of them, wants to learn to knit, and I've promised her. And because it's her birthday in March, a typo error. Sorry, life begins at the end of your comfort zone. Yes, absolutely, very much so. And yes, so the sort of the middle grandchild, the middle of four, if you can have the middle of four. But we've got twins one end and a little one the other end, so there is a middle child in that respect. Excellent, some nice poems there. Still I Rise. I don't know that one. I'll have to look that one up. I'll look it up afterwards and see. So the middle child wants to learn to knit, and because her birthday's in March, I said to her I would actually give her present early. And so I've ordered a knitting book for her, and she will get it next week. Google is incredibly powerful. Make it your best friend. I mean, it's my best friend. And so we've got this, and her sisters trialed this book because her sisters had it out of the library for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, and then it came up as a special offer on the Book People. So I said to my daughter, "Oh, that solves the problem. That's what I'll buy for the birthday present." So I've done that, and there was a sewing book as well. So I bought that because you've got a better deal if you bought them together. And so I have ordered them, and they have arrived at my daughter's house. She said the parcel has arrived. And then yesterday, was it yesterday? I think it was last night or the night before. Can't remember which night it was. I think last night they had a flash sale, and they had a book. They had a bundle of children's poetry books. Still I Rise. Oh, I will look that one up afterwards. I certainly will, because I love all these things. When somebody recommends something, I just go away and have a look after. So I do that. What was I saying? Yeah, so I they had this flash sale, and they had these this bundle of poetry books, several poetry books, children's poetry books, but humorous ones, for £8. And I thought, wow, that'd make a nice present. I wanted to have some poetry books to do with the children, to read to the children when I'm there. When they were smaller, I have a whole routine of finger rhymes and plays, because I was a nursery school teacher and ran my own nursery school for 21 years. So I have a huge repertoire of things like that, and some poems, some of which I would need to look up now because I don't remember them all. Hi Angela, nice to, oh hello stranger, how are you? Do let me know how you're getting on. I haven't seen you for a long time. And Angela and I know each other because when I was an Usborne book distributor, Angela was part of my my team, and so we did a lot of work. We had a lot of fun together doing exhibitions and shows and that sort of thing. And then life changes and we go on in different ways. So Angela and I haven't seen each other for a long time. Are you still on the island, Angela? I know you moved, but I don't know where you moved to. So do make contact. If you want to do it privately, then send me a private message. But lovely to see you pop in the broadcast. So what is everybody's plans for the weekend? Tomorrow I was going to have a very long lie-in, but now I can't have a very long lie-in. Hi Ian. Because my mum let me bring the car back tonight because it was so cold, and I was going to walk, so I've now got to get the car back, but I've only got to get it back to her at 11, so I can still have a bit of a lie-in. But sometimes when I don't have anything to do, I lie in till lunchtime, because I work, I'm so busy all the time, all week, then I do snatch those times for lie-in. But doesn't matter, I shall get the car back to her for 11 tomorrow. So you're going to watch the rugby. A lot of you will have heard me say I don't have a TV license, so if I watch anything, it's on one of my sons has put me on his Netflix account, and then of course YouTube has so much stuff on it, and it has so many of all the old films and the old TV series. And the other day I was talking on here on Sunday. Anybody who was watching it on Sunday will know that it was would have been Norman Wisdom's 100th birthday. He actually died at 95, but if he hadn't, it would have been his 100th birthday. And suddenly, hearing that, it sparked the memories of seeing him in A Stitch in Time, which was a hilarious comedy going on in a hospital where he came flying down and ended up on a stretcher that whizzed out of control all round, and it was just so funny. So from there I went back to Google and I looked at a lot more things around Norman Wisdom, and I watched, actually, when he was 92 3/4, I think, he'd started to get dementia, and his family were working out how to look at him and how to look after him. And he loved the Isle of Man. That's where he lived. But it was more difficult for the family. And so one of the family members went. It was funny because his daughter didn't go and look after him, and his son didn't go and look after him. It was the daughter-in-law who went to look after him, and the daughter went to look after the daughter-in-law's husband and the daughter-in-law's son. She went to their place to look after them a lot, while the daughter-in-law went and did the care, because the relationship was better there, and so they made it work like that. Eventually, I think he ended up in actually in a home, but he was playing to the, even though he'd got dementia, to as he still played to the audience. He loved an audience. So of course in the old folks' home, the old people's home, he loved it because he would entertain the other people, and of course they loved it because he made them laugh. So that was quite interesting. So I went on to do that the other night after we'd had a chat about him in the broadcast. So other favourites of mine, I don't know who your favourites are in programs, bygone programs of a former era. Morecambe and Wise always make me laugh, no matter how many times I watch the same broadcast over and over again. One of my particular favourites in that one was the breakfast scene where they were chopping the grapefruit to music, and the toast popped up, and the classical music was going, and it was just absolutely hilarious. Don't know what it's called, but if you Google Morecambe and Wise and breakfast, it will probably come up. Ronnie, the two Ronnies, of course, is very, very funny. Who was I? Oh, tonight, when I was at my mum's, she had the TV on, and they had Room 101 on with Frank Skinner, and that was very hilarious tonight. All sorts of funny things coming up on there. So I think, the more you can make yourself laugh, and I'd far rather watch that sort of thing than soaps. I used to watch soaps, but soaps is so negative, and they bring everybody down. I think they're making the whole country negative because too many people watch them. But the choice is yours. But my choice is to watch fun stuff. So there we go. So what's anybody going? Apart from what somebody, Alice is watching the rugby. What's anybody else going to be doing? As I say, tomorrow I was going to have a lazy day, but actually looking around my flat, I think I need to do some cleaning and some tidying. And then I'm doing collecting for the autism directory again on Sunday. And then because I'm going away for the grandchildren, I've had to pack meetings into Monday. I've squeezed everything up. Mum's lending me the car on Mondays, providing I take her to lunch in the middle. And so I can actually squeeze a lot more in. I never mind going on the bus at all. I've got a free bus pass and I enjoy it. But because of a time factor, to try and squeeze all these meetings in this week before I go away, then I need, that's very helpful that Mum's lent me the car so I can fit in those meetings this side of going away. And then, of course, while I'm away, I will broadcast. I'll just be in a different setting, that's all, and hopefully the children will be in bed, so that I can broadcast at my usual time. And so, no change there then. And you'll find out what sort of shenanigans I've been getting up to with the grandchildren. I'm really looking forward to it. I know they're really looking forward to it. At this time, we then start counting down how many sleeps it is till Granny goes. And then, of course, on the day I go, I message them and say, I'm on the ferry, or I'm on the train, or I've got to Waterloo, or whatever. So they have an update all the time. I just love modern technology. Hi, Paul. How are you? We're just having a little chat here, just seeing what everybody's up to. And what was I going to say? Sorry, a mess. Isn't it funny? A notification dropped down and I forgot what I was going to say, but never mind. Yes, so the grandchildren and I, we're going to have a great time. We'll be doing all sorts of things. We do making, sticking and glittering. The more glitter, the better. The more sparkle. Although I know that you're not supposed to use glitter these days, are you? Because it's bad for the environment or something. So we'll have to find some sort of alternative, which I think you can. And then we'll be baking, sewing, and then yes, and then one of the children, I think I mentioned that, she said she wanted to do a sewing project, and so she wasn't sure she didn't know what she wanted to do, but I have got some books that I will pop into my luggage and take with me so that we can do that, achieve her sewing project there. So, and in between times, I intend to keep up with my social media that I do, because it's, I can do that round what I'm doing in London. So just no real change there then. And then, it's going to be a fun-packed week for me. So I hope you've all got a relaxing weekend ahead. And we've dropped out. Oh, the signal dropped out. Sorry, folks. I don't know what. It just dropped out temporarily. We don't usually have a problem, but it just must have dropped temporarily. So, I need also to upload a lot more of my videos that are on my. Because when I do this, I put them on. I download them onto my camera roll, and then I upload them to YouTube. And I need to get lots of them are still on the camera, so I need to get that all done as well. So it's busy. So I think probably going to call it a wrap there, unless anybody else has got any quotes or poems they want to share, or any subjects that we can talk about another time. If not, I'm going to go and have a sort of a chill out and a wind down. I might just put one of those funny programs on to end my evening, and I'm going to go and Google that poem and see what I think of that, and I'll catch you all on another broadcast very soon. I do very much value you coming in. It's lovely to have you all in here. It's lovely to have you participating, and to sometimes in the broadcast people chat to each other. Sometimes a lot of them know each other and they'll be chatting. I don't think we've got so many of the regulars in here tonight. It doesn't matter. It's always lovely to see new people and to see the same people come back again and again, because it's all about how the relationships build up. So if there's anything that I can help you with, is any top tips on social media or anything like that, for those of you who are not experts in that field, then just let me know and I can see what I can do there. And apart from that, have a wonderful rest of the evening and catch you on another broadcast sometime soon. Bye for now and have a great weekend.